Hello class. Today we're going to start on our value landscape, 5 or 6 value landscapes, and you can add more values. I'm going to just start probably with about 6 values. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get my photo reference, and I went into my photos and turned it into a black and white photo. So you have to do that prior to this particular step. I'm going to pinch it, make it a little bit larger. And again, I'm not making it the same exact size, but I will be drawing to the edges of my paper or canvas. When I'm happy with the size, I'm going to press done. And on the right hand side, you can see it right there. That is going to be my reference layer, and I'm going to move it down one bit. I'm going to get rid of this. Actually, let me just clear this layer. It looks like there's something on it. So I'm going to go into that reference layer and I'm going to move it about, I don't know, 60% or so. I still want to see some of the shapes. I could probably even leave it, but I'm going to move it a little bit just so I can help me see it a little bit better when I'm going to draw on top of it. Okay, so that is my photo reference layer. My next layer is going to be what I'm calling my skeleton sketch. And that is going to be a simple line drawing looking for the larger shapes of value. So I'm going to be looking for the larger, darker shapes, the larger, lighter shapes, medium shapes. I'm going to be drawing this with red. I like to draw it with a color that kind of stands out a little bit so it doesn't get confused with the different values. At my technical pen tool, again, you can put it whatever you want it. I put it on 4, and that's so I can see it a little bit better, to be honest. I'm going to pinch that. So I am going to be pinching it in, and I'm going to be zooming in and out as I'm drawing this. So I'm going to start with this kind of shape, and I'm moving it over. Now I'm actually going kind of behind the tree to the edge of the paper. Oops. Next, I'm going to draw the mountain shape. And again, I'm looking for the larger shapes. Let me draw this mountain in here as well. I'm going to continue that one coming out of. Okay, now again, I'm going to pinch it. Now, I don't see, obviously, what is behind there, so I'm just using my imagination, but I kind of want to see where that shape ends. And then there is kind of another shape that kind of comes down here, and again, I'm going to draw those little trees in. So the more that you zoom it in, the more precise you will be. And again, I'm drawing off to the edge of the paper. I'm going to draw this line here down, connecting that together. And I'm going to again zoom in, make sure that you have a shape. And again, that little piece right there is important. It will be important later on. Probably not for this particular sketch, but it's just good practice. Every once in a while, see what I have. There's what I have so far. Next, I'm going to draw the tree. I am just changing that slightly only because obviously it got kind of cut off when I cropped it. And again, this is where you as an artist, okay, you have a little bit of freedom. I know I want to draw organic shapes. I'm going to look at the tree when it's done. Again, I'm kind of following it. I want the feel of the tree. Doesn't necessarily have to be line for line. Making sure that's connected back together. I can also see in the tree some of these shapes. The branches kind of seeing through there. I put a few in there. Here's a big gigantic shape as well. That's in the tree. Let's do the cloud shape. And I'm going to zoom in. I love the way that this cloud kind of makes these little shapes. There's actually another big cloud right here as well. I'm not sure where that ends, but okay. I'm going to put another shape in here just because I do want some of the sky kind of showing through. Oops. All right. So whenever if you draw something, I don't particularly fond of that. I'm going to go to my backwards arrow at the top, just kind of get rid of that and do it again. I don't like that either. Oops, I don't know what's going on here. Okay, so again, that's not uncommon as an artist. You draw something you don't like, it just fix it right away. It's much easier to fix it or change it right away. Oops. So again, use your own sort of sensibilities. Here I see, I think I cut that off to the edge. Again, use your own sensibility. If you draw something and you don't like it, it's, again, easier if you just change it right then and there. I mean, obviously you can always go back, but I just find it easier just to do it while it's still kind of fresh in my mind. I'm going to include these little, oops, zoom in. And again, this is going to take you some time. So this is kind of step one, which is, again, your skeleton sketch, just to get a sense of the bigger shapes. I'm going to zoom out right now. So let's see what it looks like. All right. So I've got those shapes in there. And again, you could spend more time as well. Now, again, I don't care about them overlapping because I'm going to be making different layers. I'm going to put another shape in here on this side. And I'm going to also put this, there's a ridge of trees. Oops. All right. I think that's where I'm going to stop for now. So I think I have enough to start. Oh, I'm going to add one more shape. I like this shadow of this tree. I'm going to add that as well. I am going to change it slightly just because I want a look that it's creating a shadow. So that's step one, is getting my bigger shapes in there. And again, a shape is a, and again, this one doesn't need to be perfect. The next one, when I'm doing my layers, needs to be more precise. But again, this just gives me a sense of things. So once I have that, I'm going to look at my value scale and I'm going to label what's the lightest. That's going to be number 1 to the darkest. So I would say the clouds look like they're the lightest. So that's going to be number 1. I'm going to say the ground looks like the next value. and that's going to be number 2. This may be also be 2 as well. And again, I can change it. This is just giving me an idea. Next value is, I'm going to say this one here, 3. Even the sky, let's make 3. No, actually, I'm going to make this 3, this 4, this 5, and these dark ones here, 6. Okay. And again, some of these other ones, this is probably going to be a 5 as well. I don't need to label all of them, but I need to get a sense of where I'm putting the value. I'm going to make, let's see, the tree. I think the tree I'm going to be making 5 as well. Okay. 6. All right. So I do get a sense of where my different values are going to go, right? All right. So that's, again, step 1. Finish this step, and then we'll move on to the next step.